And please welcome Mànran.
She's going to email them. Inahiria huo skorsken dere fa mi malgut o nahi hor no hina hiria huo kharo deina ke ich wane inahiria huo achen gehem bate o nahi hor no hina hiria huo Mahedores mohu fraren ina hiria huo isver ein mi aroch o nahi hor no hina hiria huo hayeshin lir sikhraimi ina hiria huo achem fere wach get mi oh nahi hor no hina hiria huo Elan vein bebio bevaran ina hiria huo Ganji hinek toshoch bate o nahi hor no hina hiria huo Elakanavis gach kave ina hiria huo Hikenau this ish goneo o nahi hor no hina hiria huo Chitaku nefiyabe ina hiria huo Zakni iat senyela nevare o nahi hor no hina hiria huo Hiria huo Biari bia vishile father O nahi hor no hina Hiria huo O goodness hit moscare Ina hiria huo Bebedoya be ounce Yemi O nahi hor no hina Hiria huo Siadmeron tohu haye Ina hiria huo Tokyo tileged mare Ina hiria huo Elanda unemis nare O nahi hor no hina
Chana Chasuchini Malikala, Vimogala, got the clock. Turtuman, you can carry out young collar, such a calabai. Atsahan Yawa Pinagano, you can cast see you to Bohuru, Iliamboha, Iliamboro, Iliamboha, see you to Bohuru, Iliamboha. go Coda na chin roin the home see go fáma chis na chura na sa cara the scour pichastas Lacha yi on the finest nine get jiffin ye ma hidi hani shingama see you the bohoro hidi boha hidi yambaro ko hidi amboha see you the bohoro hidi amboha Mjölnen är så kärnig och markas mark Nach leksjon en ik habe gefair och gesats Sie vi undrar det kärniga arten och mark Och hur det sätter var med från då vi vill watcha Spolar sen a hand du stan en je mag see you the bohoro hidi boha hidi yambaro ko hidi amboha see you the bohoro hidi boha Van mij is op tour, soms de wat in de gushka. Trappen naar de hoed in de tune met de macht. Ze kostet met een noor, met de gaten is de koornie. Ze kan je naar de hoe, en ze junderen in de vacht. Ze junderen behoren, in die boha. In die beroi, koin in die boha. Ze junderen behoren, in die boha. Smit je get it hard, je nog gaat je van wat. Ze voel je waar, heeft je genie met je maandag. Vissen gaan die vaan, doen je vaak aan de berg. Zie je de bohoro, hidi boha. Hidi je beroi, koin hidi boha. Zie je de bohoro, hidi boha. Skontoortjes daar waar, je gaat greetjes zo gebracht. Ik kom toch al verder waar in de baars in de sper. Hou ik in de lang, als Kuchik and tag me the fera who can sassy go watch the yak. See you the bohoro, hidi and boha. Hidi and boroi, hidi and boha. See you the bohoro, hidi and boha. Hidi and boroi, hidi and boha. See you the bohoro, hidi and boha. Thank you very much. Boren tang, agus fáil chod of Ule. And a live stream. Welcome, one and all, to the live stream. Big thanks to Ray Bradshaw for kicking us off in hilarious fashion there. That's definitely the way to prep for a gig. All sitting through here in stitches rather than kind of, you know, trying to get yourself in the zone and all that kind of stuff. So that was On the Clochie, one of our kind of classic songs. And I think as Ray mentioned, we're going to be playing some older stuff tonight, but also giving you a preview of this new album that we're just about finished. We're very excitingly in the final stages of that. We've just got the mastering to go, so hopefully all set for a summer release for that one. And here's one of the sets you can hear on it. This is a set of tunes that is currently labouring under the working title of the Old New Reels. So if you've got a better idea at home, please get in touch. Tonight might be the night to find a proper name for this set of tunes. So here we go with the Old New Reels. kroon. Vannacht kon je het koen, de spel ik zit de waarde hokkenfoon. Vannacht zes doe je grannen gaan je giet van een zaken troon. Ach, je voor de kouwen, kak en pauw heel te woon. Get the watcher en stok, get the stal te knieën. Get the woon voor de mengen, naar we zes vergelijken. Boer je was het, om een kassen Christus vriend. Al naar zalig ne keken, van een glazige vier. Van een reken wauw, goede gas raden. Kun je me reizen, naar vastig paan. Daarop moet ze. Ga je lekker ook een wimmer naar heilige geest. Ik vast op de stoel. De begaan nach een gauwet ging ik karig dat is genoeg. Ach, graag ik spür het aan hem, leep ik kasken jassen nood. Gaan je vrienden door in skroei, beschut de voin hoogkend hoer. Van een rek wauw, een goede gas raden. Kun je me reizen of vastig paan? Daarop moet reizen, ga je lekker ook een wimmer naar heilige geest. Van de week wauw, een goede gas raden. Kun je me reizen of vastig paan? Ga je lekker ook een wimmer naar heilige geest. Ferracada piens, Diga Vianushin, Ferracada piens, Ferracada Danara, Ferracada piens, Diga Vianushin, you will Ferracada, you will come and you will Ferracada, Pinagoni Comedici, will Ferracada, you will come and you will Ferracada, Pinagoni Comedici, Ferracada good, Ferracada Bulich, Ferracada good, if you good, you would teach, Ferracada good, Ferracada Bulich, Ferracada good, if you good, you would teach, you will Ferracada, will come and you will Ferracada, Pinagoni Comedici, will Ferracada, you will come and you will Ferracada, Pinagoni Comedici. Ferracada, you will come and you will Ferracada, Pinagoni Comedici, will Ferracada, you will come and you will Ferracada, Pinagoni Comedici. Dollar growing the course on the grogan, son of dollar growing, dollar growing the course on the grogan. You will hit you will hit you rock up and rolling. Will hit you you will hit you rock up and rolling. You should feel it, you should feel it, sheet of a going. You should feel it, you should feel it, sheet of a going. Will hit you you will hit you rock up and rolling. Will hit you you will hit you rock up and rolling. Hit you will hit you rock up and rolling, guy. Hit you you will hit you rock up and rolling.
Well, we're going to carry on with a song that we're pretty delighted actually to be in a position now where we finished the album, and it's coming to you at some point, and this is one of the tracks off of it, and it's called San Cristobal, and I wrote this a few years ago after a trip in Mexico, and it's a song that has the message of when things are tough, it'll get better, especially if you have the right people around you. And we've got a clicking camera for you.
I think we're maybe have to get a vet in to put the camera down here, I'm afraid. I think I'd probably just like to take this opportunity to also just say hello, hope you're all well, wherever you are tuned into us across the world. If you are familiar with that last set, Alpha, that we just did just yesterday and today, we changed and we added that extra beat at the very start. And as we did it earlier on, I was shouting and making sure everyone remembered about it. And then, of course, as we went live this evening, everyone did remember, bar me. But there you go. And I suppose just to show you that we are live, ladies and gentlemen, there's no tomfoolery going on here or trying to pull the wool over your eyes. We are very, very much live.
And we are just as capable of comedy as Ray Bradshaw.
How's that wee camera coming along there, Gus? He's quite incredible, ladies and gentlemen. He has brought it back to life from the brink of disaster. So back to you, Kim.
Well, here's a San Cristobal, and it's got an easy chorus, so if at home you're wanting to sing along, please do. I want to roll on into tomorrow. I want to roll on with you. I want to roll on into tomorrow. I want to roll on with you. Standing in a crowd, feeling lonely, letting them push and pull me in, and I'm at the mercy of those around me, feeling like a stranger in my own skin. I want to roll on into tomorrow. I want to roll on with you. I want to roll on into tomorrow. I want to roll on with you. Standing on a hillside, breathing deeply, looking outward for miles and miles, and from a distance I hear you calling, my saving grace to lead me home. I want to roll on into tomorrow. I want to roll on with you. I want to roll on into tomorrow. I want to roll on with you. When darkness finds us, let me surround you. Let me hold you up and stand you tall. Time will heal us and time will shape us, and we'll make our way through the road between. I want to roll on into tomorrow. I want to roll on with you. I want to roll on into tomorrow. I want to roll on with you. I want to roll on with you.
Hooking Coda, hooking Rimohu, Bevan Mavita, and Fianish the gather, hooking Coda, hooking Coda, hooking Rimohu, Kumi Mishabwa, Ukus Chicken Wa, hooking Coda, hooking Coda. Hooking Rimohu, hooking Funga Hars, Nechikudun and Brad, hooking Coda, hooking Coda, hooking Rimohu, Hana Vinka Praba, Vidugada Wad, hooking Coda, Hidero. No, I ain't try me, he saw us my hooking Coda. Oh, hooking Coda, hooking Rimohu. Skim faction sorry swan, the prishy clears crack, hooking Coda. He did money. Ah, who can call it in? Who can name a who? Good mission for sky, it's got what the cry. Who can call it in? Ah, who can call it in? Who can name a who? Sayerach ma who, fan to God who can call it in? He did oh, he did he did oh, had a night. He did oh, he did he did oh, had a night. He did oh, he did he did oh, had a night. He did oh, he did he did oh, had a night away.
So that was Mànran. I really enjoyed it. I'm just sitting in my wee Reverend I Am Jolly chair waiting on some friends to join me. So what's going to happen now is we've had the first part of their set. I've just seen me, I'm slouching. I should sit up proper. My mum might be watching. And we're going to have two of the band come to join us for a little chat. So welcome Kim and Gary. How'd you come, guys? How are we? Did you enjoy that?
Great.
Was it like we've got some questions being sent in by guys? I would like to thank you for giving me an iPad that has 8% battery. So thanks for that, first of all. Cheers, mate. I had to go find a charger. What's it been like apart from the camera going off all the time? What's it like being back playing together?
Well, Kim, you start.
Well, it's really nice to be together. I mean, I suppose there's no way around it. It does feel a bit different. And I suppose when you're usually just in a room together, you would then just get the banter in between the sets. And
yeah.
I think sometimes when there's no audience, you have to remember there's an audience. So you can't just be like chatting to each other. But it's really nice to be back playing.
Does it feel like a gig or does it just feel like another rehearsal?
I think it does feel like a gig. I think you can feel the energy is very different in the room tonight than it has been with our production day yesterday and running the set earlier today as well. There's more that kind of sense of, you know, you get one shot at this now, you know, like if you make a wee mistake early, we run back, we check things over. A bit like the sets we were doing tonight and going, let's change that up a bit, let's do that, let's do this. But again, that's what's been live's all about, and that's the really exciting part, and that's really what you miss.
Yeah, because you were saying earlier you've done one gig this year before this.
Yeah, we did a television programme. We filmed 4 sets, I think it was, back in January for Sherm. Before that, it was the Barrowlands in November. And before that, our actual live gig in front of people was last February down in the Lakeside Arts Theatre in Nottingham. That was lockdown. We were meant to go to France that weekend, and it was just like a domino effect off the
You're just
went.
name dropping it so you sell more tickets next time. That's all you're doing there, Gary. We know exactly what you're doing.
Hi, Lisa from Nottingham Arts Centre. Hope you're well.
As if she's watching. Anyway, so we've got some questions sent in. Some great questions. You can still get in touch on Instagram and Twitter and Facebook. First thing, let's go for the first question. We've got some serious questions, got some fun questions. So let's go for the first one. What's the creative process behind the songs? Like, is it collaborative, or does, like, Kim, do you write all your own lyrics, or do you work? How does it all work?
It's really track by track, I suppose. I've only been involved, this is my first album with Mànran, so I'm not sure how they approached it before, but I can imagine the same. Someone will take something to the band and then it's collaborative from there. But this time there's a song that's on the album that we've not performed yet and won't be tonight, but myself and Aidan co-wrote that together, and because we weren't in the same place, that song was actually written over WhatsApp.
Amazing.
And then we got with the band and we arrange everything together. And the same goes with the tunes as well. So some of the tunes the boys have written and others. I think we might have a traditional tune or
Of the odd one that sneaks in.
Yeah.
When you're saying written over WhatsApp, is that voice notes singing back to each other,
Yeah.
back and forth? And does it sound better in the studio or on your phone? Like, how did it work?
Definitely, it sounds better on WhatsApp. No.
We're actually releasing our next album as an MP3 and then just straight out that way. That's cool. And so, Kim was saying she's only been here a year. So over the past, 10, 11 years, has the collaborative process changed?
Yeah, I think dynamically, usually, it's a democracy and, come hook or by crook, some things get through that others don't want, and vice versa, some things you want and others don't want get played. I suppose it's like the set list every night as well. We've got a Dropbox folder that we call the graveyard, and what happens is there's so much material and songs in that graveyard. I mean, it goes right the way back to the 10, 11 years.
I think my career might be a thing, to be honest with you.
Well, I pulled out this evening.
Yeah, thank you.
So yeah, and it's we quite often dip into the graveyard and go, why did we not do that? Or things like that as well. But I think a lot has to be said for Ewen Henderson here as well. I mean, Ewen very much for years has been writing great songs or coming in. He's very good at kind of coming with ideas as well. Ross Saunders, kind of chordally as well. I'm hearing a lot of laughter going on in my ear. I don't know what they're up to there. But yeah,
they're actually just amazed that you've not mentioned yourself yet. I think that's what it is. I think they've all just lost 20 quid to each other. So I think
well, keep going with that bait. It's not going to happen until I did it.
Well, so this is another question. So that can maybe come back in because we are chatting to the band. We can ask the band a question if we go to them. But one of the questions we get asked is, who's the biggest diva in the band? So Lisa, I'm going to go. Lisa, I don't even know where Lisa's covered. Kim, I'm going to go to you. Who would you say is the biggest diva?
Do you know there's that saying? Well, I won't say it 'cause it's a swear, but if there's not an idiot in the room, the idiot's you.
Yeah.
It might be me. Like, I don't know. It could be. I do demand like a good amount of time to get ready. I think the boys have been so used to being just them that we turn up to gigs and we've got 10 minutes to get ready.
Yeah.
I'm like, absolutely no chance.
I did notice that earlier because I was obviously starting at 7 and you thought that you were starting at 7 and you turned to us and we were like, I can't get ready in 15 minutes. Whereas Mark, the drummer, was out eating pizza, watching the football till literally 30 seconds before you started. So very different. Gary, would you agree?
I think
diva of the band?
We could never call Kim Carnie a diva. I think, again, there's no real divas in the band, to be fair.
No.
We've spent that much time with each other. You kind of know the intricacies and the ins and outs of each other. We're all kind of, as you say, Mark was eating pizza. We're all kind of running about just doing bits and pieces.
It's amazing that you had all that time before the gig but still couldn't find a charger. It's incredible. So
you're looking in the wrong place.
So this is one of the things, because we've talked about the new album. You mentioned a song that's maybe not the WhatsApp song, as it will now be called.
That's actually the title.
Yeah, it's great. I love it. Just a wee emoji at the end of it. Someone's asked, have the events of the last year become themes for the new album, or did you decide not to reflect on it? Kim, you shook your head there.
I don't think we have, to be honest.
Good.
Yeah, I think it's been in all of our lives so much and too much, hasn't it? Like, it's affected us in every way it possibly can. And I think just coming in and getting to play together, we didn't want to rehash what we've not done or what I think we get the opportunity to maybe talk about what we've missed and what we could have had, but actually we just want to move forward, and we've got everything on the album is new and it's fun, and we're not talking about COVID, so it's quite nice.
Yeah. Anything you'd like to add, because I think that sums it up perfectly.
Absolutely perfectly. I mean, to be honest, the album was ready to go just before COVID anyway. We were really like 95% there anyway. Yeah. This album we were talking about yesterday, we started in October 2018, I think it was.
So if it does mention COVID, it's scary.
Yeah, that's right, premonition kind of stuff. So yeah, we first went in and started kind of demoing stuff back then. So I mean, we know it's so overdue. And it was meant to be out It was meant to be out by sort of Easter. Like, we're having this a night tonight because we're meant to be celebrating our big 10-year anniversary over Easter weekend in Lochaber just now. That was meant to happen last year. We had to cancel that. The idea was the album was going to be ready for around about now to launch at our big festival for 10 years. Here we are, a full year, nearly to the day, and we're still in the same position. But as Ewan kind of mentioned and Kim have mentioned, it's recorded. It's in the mastering process. Yeah. We just need to get a name and some artwork, and away we go.
We're going to workshop the name tonight. I might throw this over to the band. I've just seen my trainers. They look quite white. I didn't realise that. Probably should have worn boots. I've got boots in the car, but I didn't bother wearing them. But yeah, sorry. I'm going to chuck this over to the band because we can ask everyone just now. So band people, sorry Scott, I've just realised you need to run through and switch the camera on through there. Don't worry, there's already one clicking. We've been asked something that I've been asked a lot because I obviously, similar to you guys, would travel, would gig, and that's all kind of going. So what kind of thing are you looking forward to about going back to gigging? What kind of stuff is it you're really looking forward to?
I have to admit, like, since I was a little girl, I've loved an audience. Like, give me an inch, I'll make a stage. Like, I just want to get out and see people and sing to people again.
Diva!
Yeah, well, in the least diva way possible. Like, I think, like...
You should have just spun around and started playing the piano there. That would have been incredible.
Lie on it. I think the thing with music, like, a huge part of our job is getting to interact with people.
Yeah.
And particularly Mànran, myself and Aidan, I haven't had the opportunity yet to go far with them, but they travel all over the place and getting to interact with people from all over the world who share this interest in Scottish music, or particularly Scottish folk and Gaelic music. Yeah. It's an incredible relationship to have with strangers, and I'm certainly missing that.
And yeah, Guy, are you the same?
Yeah, I think musically, it's the connection you missed, isn't it? You know, me personally, I love people. Like, I love arriving at the gig.
Yeah.
I love meeting
know.
You know, but I do. I love people. You know, the backstage, the crew, the person who comes and gives you dinner, and you get a wee chat with them, and you find out where they're from, and you know everything about it. To then going out having a chat at half time. I love going out with the merchandise just to see people.
You the ice cream guy?
Oh, I'm the ice cream guy. Yeah,
Wow,
one scoop or two. Yeah, and that kind of thing, I absolutely love, and I really miss. I miss the connection with people. I miss people coming and telling me that they've had a terrible time and this has made them had a better night, or this song's helped them through a certain period of their time, that they've just never even heard of us, and they took a punt and they turned up, and now they've bought a t-shirt, a hat and a CDs, and which are all available at mànran.co.uk, by the way. But yeah,
so superbly done there. Yeah, because when you say you love people, you genuinely do. Because during lockdown, Guy and I didn't live too far away from each other, and we bumped into each other on a walk, and you were telling me that you were joining people's Zoom calls and stuff like that. And I like to think of myself as a people person. I was like, I can't imagine anything worse than that. And you were loving it. You were doing that for lots of different people.
Yeah, that was a kind of strange time, but again, that connection people are missing, and they're missing out on their birthday parties or anniversaries or special family moments. And so I offered it out to people and saying,
and Gary also loves an audience.
Diva.
Come on.
Excuse me. But yeah, I love people. I do. It's great. And so I was saying to them, if you want me to join your party, if I can help make something a bit more special or something, and I'll join your family quiz, your Zoom, I mean, honestly, I was involved in all sorts of situations, but it was amazing. It was really, really cool.
Yeah, it's something I think you will look back on in time and just think, wow, that was amazing that I actually did that.
Yeah, and there'll definitely be families out there that'll look back and go, why did we even bother getting in touch?
Or there'll be kids 10 years later, who was that man that joined?
That's right, yeah, the family birthday party, you know.
Where's Uncle Gary going? I only saw him once in March 2020.
Yeah, no Christmas presents, nothing.
So we've kind of talked around it, but what can you tell us about the new album? Because you've teased it, saying it's been working since 2018. It was meant to be coming out now. What are we allowed to hear about it?
Well, you're actually getting to hear a couple of tracks tonight.
Okay.
So there maybe 3, I think, or maybe 3 or 4. But what can I tell you about it? It's worth buying when it does come out. It's worth pre-saving and pre-ordering.
You probably took the face on for that as well.
Let me tell you. Actually, well, the thing about it starting in 2018 is that myself and Aidan hadn't even been in the band, so it's actually, it's quite nice that it touches on a couple of years. So there were some ideas that you guys had years ago that are still in, or that particularly Aidan, because they're more tune sets, have come in and reworked together.
So Guy, did it change when Kim and Aidan joined the band then? Because what the album you thought might be, obviously, if you're adding 2 people and stuff like that, did it change?
It did change drastically, because Kim told us it had to change. But no, it did absolutely for the better. Yeah, definitely. And again, we were finding ourselves kind of going down the sort of same road as we had done in the previous albums in certain aspects with tunes and kind of songs and how we were approaching them. And it was really lovely to have Kim and Aidan coming in with fresh approaches, fresh ideas, fresh voices as well. Yeah. And that was really cool. And I think there's no question that we've got a better album off the back of it because they've joined and because of their input.
So what can you tell us about the album?
Well, it's such a funny thing. I would love to tell you.
It's such a political.
I know, it's such a shame, because I would love to say July's a release and everything. We keep putting it back. We really are trying to get it out there. Yeah. But we've also spoke with so many pals and bands that released albums last February, last March, last summer. The big summer album, and literally, the time that they actually get back gigging, nearly 2 years will have passed, and they're already looking at doing another album that they've never even got to tour. So we're quite conscious that, as much as time has passed, we don't also want to just throw it out there and release it without having, an idea that we can actually go out, perform it, tour it, and enjoy it, and not be sitting here another year and a half time, and actually not having done anything with it.
That's actually a very good answer. I really enjoyed that. Well done. That was good. Yeah. I don't know where that came from. So you've got something in there. We've only got a few more questions to go through. We need to talk about the boots.
No, we don't.
Yeah,
No,
there's a question.
please.
Tell us about the boots.
The boots, again, I've only really started wearing them in the last couple of Mànran gigs. Kim absolutely hates them.
So does his wife.
I know, Hannah
I don't know why
does too.
Hannah hasn't dumped them
well,
yet.
his wife did send me the question, so she could have put them in, to be honest. So.
They're when we both had wee ones there just last year, and as you know, as a new parent, your wee one doesn't sleep, and then when they do sleep, and people say, "Oh, you've got to sleep when they sleep," and you can't, and sometimes you're just absolutely wide awake, and the whole house is quiet. I went online this night, and you know how the sort of target marketing.
So is that your target marketing?
A pair of tartan targeted boots popped up on my screen, and you can put your own tartan. And I thought, I wonder how the Innis tartan boot would look. And so I stuck
Terrible is the answer.
You look like a
tried and tested.
A grown-up Ur Willie.
Yeah,
It's kind of the vibe,
well,
isn't
that's
it?
right. And so it was basically a bit of fun. And it took that long for them to finally come up on the screen that I went for it. But I won't tell you how much I spent on them because it was far too much money.
Question, yeah.
And they ended up coming from America. And not only that, so had I spent...
Did you have to pay a custom fee?
Yeah, I did.
Oh.
And then they turned up and I opened the box and I was like, holy goodness.
Yeah.
And so I wore them for the first Barrowlands gig last year.
Yeah.
And I thought, that'd be great fun, I actually stuck it out on kind of Instagram and social saying, look, I have these boots, I know they're horrific. I know they're horrific. But I stuck out and said, should I put them on, should I not? And it was an overwhelming yes. So I did, and then I thought, well, it'd be quite fun to put them back on at the Barras again when we did it last year.
Yeah.
And so I did, and so here they are. They're making another wee outing this evening.
And the more you wear them, the more tax deductible they are. So
Yeah,
well played,
absolutely.
mate. I like your style. Two more questions. Kim, we've always talked about his boots. We've got a question for you. Kim, when will you do a solo album? Because I've nearly worn out the EP.
Well, I'm actually working on one right now. So
Cool.
I'm in studio next month. But again, the same crack with this album is that we don't know when the best time to release is yet. I suppose there's a mixture of not getting to tour it because you'll be making new music by the time we are allowed, but also just it getting kind of lost in a sea of albums that aren't getting to be performed. So I'm excited about the solo album, but I don't know when it will be released.
Have you been writing?
Yeah, there's loads of new material on it, and it's probably about half and half songs I've written, and then Gaelic songs as well. So, and it's a cool lineup, a lot of strings and some international guests.
Any secrets you can give away today?
No.
Oh, okay. do me a favour. See, I'll give you £100 for the charity of your choice if the album covers you wearing Gary's boots. I will happily do that.
Just £100.
Yeah,
I'll donate the £100 myself.
Very fair. Final question we got for you is something again that you told me about during lockdown that I thought was quite cool. Someone's asked, did you enjoy doing your master classes earlier this year?
We did, yeah. Again, I think as musicians, you're trying to find ways that you can just keep yourself busy and have something that you can maybe give a little bit back to, And so when the new year sort of came in and it turned out we're going to be back in lockdown and it was looking like it was going to be a little while, we had a wee chat and we thought, well, what can we do to try and make a wee bit of a difference? And I must also thank the Grassi family as well in Fort Augustus who came in and, they had said, listen, we would like to try and donate some sort of money to help you guys out as well, just to keep the band going. Do whatever you want with it. And it was like, well, let's do these master classes. Let's give children and adults and anyone out there the opportunity just to come and have a wee try. And so each day we did a different lesson. I had a Monday, and then was it Aidan on a Tuesday, then it was Uilleann on a Wednesday, Kim on a Thursday, Ryan on a Friday, and then Ross did like a coffee workshop or a mastering on production, like a kind of off the, a completely away from the stage kind of masterclass on a Saturday. And they were so well received, and it was lovely. We were getting messages not just from home, but very much abroad and from all over the world, people getting in touch and saying, I'm loving these, thank you very much for giving us opportunity to learn a little bit about your culture and some of your tunes.
That's great. And did you enjoy it?
Yeah, I really did actually, and I've not done too much teaching like that before, but a couple of the people who did the Scoth Mànran wanted to continue, so I'm teaching one or two of them.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, just to keep it going. It's so nice to see, and I've heard it's almost everyone is international. I just did like a couple of lessons last month, and it's really, I love when there's an interest in Gaelic song around the world, because I love Gaelic song, and when people share that love, I can't get enough of it.
So just going to stir the pot before you go back in, because the second half of that question is, whose masterclass was the best?
Probably Ross's.
Ross's, I would say, yeah. I enjoyed Ross's the best. It was great. I don't even drink coffee.
Yeah, he makes the best the best coffee I've ever had. Like, that one was worth a watch. That was Ross's first one.
And are they still able to get anywhere? The masterclass is still up anywhere?
On YouTube.
Yeah, they're still available on YouTube.
Give it a plug.
And just Mànran TV, the very channel that you're watching this evening. What we've done is we've actually hid those the past couple of weeks, because, well, actually, YouTube took us down just a couple of weeks ago. They said we'd infringed their their policy, and then have since retracted and said, we're very, very sorry. Sometimes these things happen. We make a mistake, and so we are back up and running. But so the very channel that this is getting streamed on this evening, Mànran TV, just jump on there and you'll catch it.
Brilliant. Thank you very much for joining me. I say thank you very much for joining me. It's your show.
Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you to me. That's what I should be saying. Well, what we're going to do is, before the band play the second half of their set, we are going to show a clip from probably your last gig in front of real adult people.
Our last Scottish show.
Last Scottish show. So, yep, because not forget Nottingham. So we're going to go to Celtic Connections, the Barrowlands, January 2020. So take it away, guys.
Marnia,
wittelum, Jier Henderson Fikkum, Julia wittelum, Jier Harariam, Julia wittelum, Jier Rich around, Julia wittelum, Jier Harariam, Cool Shimmegalag, Vakar Skippelton, Cool Shimmegalag, Vakar Boy, Cool Shimmegalag, Vakar Skippelton, Skippelton Vadal, Christian Janachad, Julia wittelum, Jier Henderson Fikkum, Julia wittelum, Jier Harariam, Julia wittelum, Jier Rich around, Julia wittelum, Jier Harariam, the rich dollars and fears, the rich dollars and fears, the rich dollars and fears, the Woodishan near Haggis and Abraket, Julia wittelum, Jier Henderson Fikkum, Julia wittelum, Jier Harariam, Julia wittelum, Jier Rich around, Julia wittelum, Jier Harariam, Cool Shimmegalag, Vakar Skippelton, Cool Shimmegalag, Vakar Boy, Cool Shimmegalag, Vakar Skippelton, Skippelton Vadal, Christian Janachad, Julia wittelum, Jier Henderson Fikkum, Julia wittelum, Jier Harariam, Julia wittelum, Jier Rich around, Julia wittelum, Jier Harariam, the rich thousand years the rich thousand years the rich thousand years the Woodishan near Haggis and Abraket, Julia wittelum, Julia wittelum, Julia wittelum. Hadanaun Hanunikam Manunikam Manunikam Hadanaun Hanunikam Hetag on Nuller Hadanaun Hanunikam Manunikam Manunikam Naun Hanunikam Hetag on Nuller Hatachun the gig at the fast like a fast Hatachun the gig at the tune the gig at the fast like a fast Hatachun the gig at the tune Hadanaun Hanunikam Manunikam Manunikam Hadanaun Hanunikam Hetag on Nuller Naun Hanunikam Manunikam Manunikam Hadanaun Hanunikam Hetag on Nuller Niwa the Chin Makavali use Niwa the Chin children of the wooden get Niwa the Chin Makavali use Niwa the chin children of the wooden get Hadanaun Hanunikam Manunikam Manunikam Hadanaun Hanunikam Hetag on Nuller Hadanaun Hanunikam Manunikam Manunikam Naun Hanunikam Hetag on Nuller Count Roy get the name Buyer or get the name Roy get the name Mother with a man Count Roy get the name Buyer or get the name Count Roy get the name Mother with a man Hadanaun Hanunikam Manunikam Manunikam Hadanaun Hanunikam Hetag on Nuller Now Hanunikam Manunikam Manunikam Hadanaun Hanunikam Hetag on Nuller Hadanaun Hanunikam Manunikam Manunikam Hadanaun Hanunikam Hetag on Nuller Hadanaun Hanunikam Manunikam Manunikam Naun Hanunikam Hetag on Nuller Hatachun the gig at the fast like a fast Hatachun the gig at the tune fast Hatachun the gig at the tune Hadanaun Hanunikam Manunikam Manunikam Naun Hanunikam Hetag on Nuller Hadanaun Hanunikam Manunikam Manunikam Naun Hanunikam Hetag on Nuller Niwa the Chin Makavali use Niwa the Chin children of the get Niwa the Chin Makavali use Niwa the Chin children of the get Hadanaun Hanunikam Manunikam Manunikam Naun Hanunikam Hetag on Nuller Hadanaun Hanunikam Manunikam Manunikam Naun Hanunikam Hetag on Nuller Hadanaun Hanunikam Manunikam Manunikam Naun Hanunikam Hetag on Nuller Hadanaun Hanunikam Manunikam Manunikam Hadanaun Hanunikam Hetag on Nuller. Thank you very much. It's good to be back with you for a bit more music again. And yeah, that was a big set called MSR from our second album there. That has left me far too out of breath to announce the next thing here. I was disappointed not to get to speak to Ray there. I'm a big fan, and also one of his jokes in his opening segment really kind of resonated with me when he was talking about his father not being able to hear when he farts. This is exactly the same kind of situation as we get with Gary when he's reading in-ear monitors for gigs like this. So it kind of brought it all home for me, and to be honest, tonight I'm just delighted that I'm suffering from long COVID and can't smell anything, so it's great. But we're going to carry on just now with this is a song. It's actually the title track of the last album we released before this one that's coming out just now, and it's called Andawa, which is Gaelic for the 2 days, and that comes from, it's a Gaelic idiom meaning great change. And this is a song, it goes back to, wrote it in 2016 when just a lot of the stuff that we're still dealing with just now was kicking off, Brexit and things like that, and Donald Trump was running for the US presidency at the time, and he actually gets a special mention in the song in his mother's native tongue of Gaelic. Just at that point in time we were trying anything to get him to behave. Didn't work, but anyway, the song has outlasted his presidency, so I think we can be pleased about that. And we haven't done this in ages. This means a lot to my brother-in-law. I'm not going to name which one. He's always pestering me to do it, so this is for him. And a special mention also to his brother, who is tuning in from St Kilda tonight, folks. He's out there taking pictures of puffins. So there you go, people tuning in all over the world. Shamar khuna sul na karahu gevu gevidi gadig su vertrum vervran rahi yo switchig slechen cheese na fen rahu gevu gevidi sa charlich kulchen valchen king rahi yo Anna herste sede chle rohu gevuke vidi an taumang son de goeden keer rohi yo when those in power no shame rohu gevuke vidi the truth by any other name rohi yo Derstes hikken trues rahu gevuke vidi en chenge pwa en krie fuer rahi yo ga ni en har goen rahu gevuke vidi na gestation niet woon rahi yo Fawning legions, empty songs Rahu vidi can't hide a life of better wrongs Rahi yo Sochte vrier en grandel fun Rahu vidi a vroeg ik massig in je tuin Rahi yo
We're going to keep visiting the back catalogue now with a song that Daryl Scott wrote, and he's one of my favourite singers from America too, and this song is The Open Door, and the band have been doing this a wee while, and it's that song that we just did there. I think that's the first time that we've got to do that song together, myself and Aidan, and it's I actually only learnt recently that Ewen wrote it, and it's lovely, and so is this next one. A couple of great songwriters in a row. So this is The Open Door. Fare thee well, my true love. The song is in the air. I hear the west a calling to see what's for me there. With the sun I'm leaving, I'll be Montana bound. Ain't no use in grieving, I'll show you what I've found. Show you what I've found. Some folks have it easy, at least that's how it seems. Reach up and pick an apple, reach out and find a dream. Some travel in the darkness and rest upon the shade. Some wrestle with their demons and face them unafraid. We argue for our better selves, we only ask for more. We take the matter from its shelf and find the open door. Find the open door. I love you with a past. My heart, it is a keeper, as long as it will last. As long as it will last, I'll tell you what I know. We'll walk this road together. We'll walk this road alone. me, get in me, get in me, Spanje boqueja, boca me, me, get in me, Spanje boqueja, boca me, mila is fjara, boca me, fiana is fjara, boca me, varenda vore, boca me, mila is fjara, boca me, fiana is fjara, boca me, varenda vore, boca me, get in me, Spanje boqueja, boca me, me, get in me, Spanje boqueja, boca me, Hyundai and Tarab, Gavas, Faraden, Tarab, Gaute, Tarab, Gavas, Faraden, Tarab, Gaute, Hyundai and Tarab, Gavas, Faraden, Tarab, Gaute, Hyundai and Tarab, Gavas, Faraden, Tarab, Gaute, me, Spanje boqueja, boca me, me, Spanje boqueja, boca me, mila is fjara, boca me, piano is fjara, boca me, varenda vore, boca me, mila is fjara, boca me, piano is fjara, boca me, varenda vore, boca me, Spanje boqueja, boca me, Spanje boqueja, boca me, mila is fjara, boca me, piano is fjara, boca me, varenda vore, boca me, boca me, piano is fjara, boca me, varenda vore,
Well, to each and every one of you that has taken the time to sit down, watch the performance or buy a ticket this evening from all across the world, thank you very, very much. I can't tell you how lovely it is to be back in one room with all the guys again. It really always feels like a privilege and a pleasure, and to get the chance to do that in front of you guys as well, and for you to dig into your pocket, especially during these times, to buy a ticket is very, very much appreciated. So first, thank you very much to each and every one of you out there. We're live from Coda Studios here in Glasgow, and we must thank Stevie, Kleiner, Stephen on lights, Scott on camera, Gus on camera. We've got Todd Weller Films upstairs pulling all this together as well. So a huge thanks to each and every one of the team that have worked with us the last couple of weeks really to pull all this together. We're going to finish off now with one that we finished our last album with, called Strong and Hour. And as I say, we don't know when we're going to get to see you again. Hopefully it will be very, very soon. But until then, take care of yourself. Thank you so, so much. And we look forward to sharing more music with you soon. Cheers. Aikaba.
Second to introduce the band. Please give a huge round of applause all the way from Orkney on guitar and backing vocals, Mr. Aidan Moodie. On accordion all the way from Taynuilt, Mr. Gary Innes. On Uilleann pipes and flute, all the way from County Cork, Ireland, is Mr. Ryan Murphy. On bass guitar from East Kilbride is Mr. Ross Saunders. And on drums all the way from Dundee is Mr. Mark Scobbie. And please get it up for Kim Carnie, who's not standing here.
A huge thanks once again to Mr. Ray Bradshaw and to Mr. Alex McNutt on sound. And who can ever forget the one and only Mr. Ewen Henderson?